What, I mean, right now, where do you guys stand? Are you guys trying to, what kind of investigation you're relaying from the fire department? You're trying to
the authorities are involved. Savannah Police Department is involved. Savannah Fire Department is involved. ATM is involved. GBI is involved. Definitely all involved.
Okay.
What you see out here today is this display of support. Members as well as community members and well wishers that support us. And what's happening, they look at this as a travesty in our community. It's a form of domestic terrorism. It's terroristic threats and actions, aggression. Whenever you desecrate a place of worship, something that has been set aside for worship of God, then that's a travesty in our world. Really, it is.
Are you guys trying to make grips of why someone would do this?
I don't know why someone would do this. I can't wrap my mind around why someone would do this. And whatever they intend to do is not going to work. Any weapon formed against us will not prosper.
Moving forward, what is, I guess, the plan you guys have set? You going to have continue to have worship services here?
Yes.
I guess
we are not going to stop, and nothing and no one and nobody is going to stop us from doing the work that, first of all, that God has called us to do. We are not going to stop standing for our community and servicing our community, no matter what we're trying to do. This is not something that's just happening in Savannah. This is something that's happening all across our nation and across our world. It's just happened here today. And we want the public to know, and whoever is doing this, that they're not scaring anybody off. There is no fear that is coming from this. And we're going to continue to do the work that God has called us to do. We're going to move forward. There is no stopping us in our service to our people and to our community.
All right, I will wish us all I need. Thank you.
And Mr. Shabazz, if y'all could elaborate on what happened with the shootings, the death threats, and then the subsequent fire to the church. I don't know if they gave you a chance to really talk about that just then, but I'd like to get some more information on that.
On Wednesday evening, about 6 o'clock.
A little after 7.
A little after 7 o'clock, someone passed by while we had customers at the window. I just pulled back up to the restaurant. My wife was also outside, and 5 shots rung out. Those shots have been recorded on Shot Spotter, the city's technology for spotting gun violence. Also, there's an investigation by the police department. Detectives came out. No one was hit. 5 rounds was found out on MLK, between MLK and Victor Drive. They found those 5 rounds.
Okay.
Shell casing.
Okay. And it was reported that that it was a white male that drove by and let off those 5 shots. Have you guys heard that as well?
One of the gentlemen that was up there ordering food at the time, he indicated it was a white male that passed by in a vehicle, and he was the one that perpetrated that crime.
He saw him and he saw the gun that he was shooting.
Right. Now, I've also been able to speak with him, and I saw one of his Facebook posts that said when he got home, he also had a letter in his mailbox saying that did he still want to speak up about things. And so it seems to be that there's a correlation between that and also the subsequent fire that happened as well. If you guys want to talk a little bit more about the fire and when that happened, any information that you have on that.
As far as what happened?
The fire that happened to the church.
We don't have any information on the fire except that we know that someone set fire to the church.
Okay.
Now there's an investigation going on with that as well.
Okay.
The law enforcement, Savannah Police Department, the ATF, GBI, FBI, Fire Department.
Okay.
Yes, detectives with the Chatham Metropolitan Police Department.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys giving us some feedback on that.
Just from just from a not someone who knows anything about fire investigations or anything of that nature, but if you would just take a shot of where the fire started. It started near the gas meter that is no longer here because they're taking the meters out.
Right.
Now, from my point of view, I believe it was intent to blow the whole building up.
I can believe that.
And if that was the case, it still is potential to really cause damage to this whole community. It could have been a ripple effect if that gas meter would have blown up. There's houses all around in this community, and it's just a complete travesty. I mean, the fire, from what I can understand, the fire started outside, and it appears that the fire started at this point. Like I stated earlier, I'm not a fire investigator. I don't know anything about investigation, but just from a layman point of view, that's what it appears to be.
Well, I appreciate that, Mr. Murray.